If you are logging into MyTEAM today, this is what matters. Happy Wednesday, everybody. 2 more days to All-Star. We have a new challenge today that's quite easy and quite rewarding, plus updates to Breakout. We'll dive into it all. Let's get down to business. 4 daily challenges, free 5,000 MT. Definitely take care of it. It is play multiplayer. We were able to get that done early today, but again, we always take free MT. Nothing new in the Season 4 challenge, just a couple days now to get your Mixtape Hall of Fame option pack. A lot of this can be stacked, especially with that new challenge I just mentioned. We'll review it in a second, but get everything you can out of this tab. About 10 days left, 11 days left maybe on the season, just whatever you can. I will get to 250 triple threat wins. Didn't think it would happen, but I will. Probably not as high on clutch time, but at least 100, probably not 150, but you get the point. Just start lining up some shots and get as many rewards as you can. 4 weekly challenges. We had the greatness in multiplayer. We had the NBA trade deadline. Both of these were really rewarding. Could have got 2 easy legend badges out of this. They gave us technically an easier one. It's quite short and it's for a Hall of Fame option pack. Not quite a legend, but still very good and very easy. Greatness players again, Galaxy Opal and lower. We should have plenty. 3 points, dunk and assists. 75 blocks, steals, and rebounds. Those will probably take you just a little bit longer. As you can see, I'm done with the offense and still have about 20, 25 to get here with defense, but super easy to do. I mean, borderline passively, especially if you are grinding greatness challenges already. All these greatness cards for the most part have a challenge associated with them. So, just put one in the lineup, even if you're not doing their challenge anymore. It's worth it. It's a free Hall of Fame badge for just a few games. It might take you a little bit to get 75 rebounds, blocks, and assists, but over time, you should be able to get that done. And I don't see a timer. I'm guessing all these will be here at least through the rest of the season. So, we jump on things and get them done quickly, but I could still be working through this multiplayer one if I really wanted to. And another Hall of Fame badge we can get is right over here. I mean, in one season alone, if you guys were grinding, we should have acquired quite a bit of badges. You can see my collection. I've been a little more stingy than usual. Season 1 through 3, I was kind of generous with some of these badges. So, I'd have even more, but look at that. A full page of legend badges, almost 2 full pages of Hall of Fame. So yeah, it adds up and it adds up quick. Some of these I have multiple of. It's just a matter of time and until I start handing these out. Might just get a few players I really want to use them on, but we like resources, so definitely take care of that low-hanging fruit in the challenges tab. Checking in on greatness, we made more progress last night on stream. If y'all tapped in with me, I really appreciate it. But we did get Blake Griffin done. Really, we just needed some dunks, and we're still making our way through 3-pointers. We will need to get 72 more, which is pretty realistic. I think probably by tomorrow. I don't know if I'll get all 72 today, but that will unlock Petrovic, who's actually a pretty nice card. I mean, between him and DeRozan, they did give us a couple nice shooting guards. We'll have to see Petrovic's jump shot, because DeRozan is an elite card everywhere except that jump shot, just a little on the slower side. Other than that, that card is so good, and we'll review that a little bit. But I was looking at this Drazen card. Is it Drazen or Drazen? Petrovic, cool name. And he looks amazing on the stats. Very offensive card, but then his defense is up to par. So I'm excited to try this card. He's a little shorter than DeRozan, but between the two, a couple of really good free options. We'll see if either of them make the final squad or, long term or whatever. But either way, just nice to have good cards. So we're looking forward to getting him, and then I'll have to get a few more threes. And then Steph will come home, and I'm arguably more excited about this card than any of the others. We've used Larry. He's a really good card. I like him. KG is kind of the favorite. It's either him or Steph. People are really liking this Steph. They're saying he's super good, super shifty. I'm excited to get a little better at dribbling and some quick shots, and I think a card like this will be perfect to practice with and hone in on some of those skills. So very excited to get him, and that means I will get Wade. I know some people are not super high on the Dwayne Wade card. I've used some Wade cards in the past I really, really liked, so I am interested in trying him out, and you'll just see whatever's comfortable in your hands. It's amazing how some cards just feel, and it's not really, it doesn't matter what tier they are, it doesn't matter, matters their stats a little bit, but there's some of that shiftiness in the jump shot. Certain cards just feel better. And we'll talk about one here in a sec, a new one, a budget one that I've been using, and he just, plays really, really well, plays well above his tier. He's only a diamond. You guys might be guessing who I'm talking about, but it's a very good new diamond that is absolutely hooping. But in summary, a pretty quiet day. It's nice, on a quiet Wednesday, they're still giving us a Hall of Fame option pack. We know that there's a huge drop coming Friday. There's going to be a ton of challenges, and they did give us some new cards yesterday. So for the calm before the storm, I'm pretty happy with some of the things we have to do. For the play tab, nothing really new. There is a new event, actually. We can highlight this. A little bit more simple for a few select hours. If you play during these windows, you get an extra 250 MT for every breakout win. Not super significant, but I mean, if you're grinding breakout games already, you get like 10, 15 done. That will add up. That will be thousands of MT. So slowly but surely, just keep stacking it. And really, whatever you're focused on, you could see I'm just a few games away from those 250 triple threat wins, maybe a couple clutch time. Park, I'm pretty wrapped up. We got to the next tier that I want. But whatever mode you're playing, we've always said, especially online, that 2K usually rewards you. And with Breakout, it is quite rewarding. There is a new Breakout that just got announced. It's featured lineup. So I already went through the warp on one. I'm through the portal. But if you are not, just make sure you play 3 featured lineup games in a row. Find the portal, go through the portal, and start working the corners. It's some pretty good rewards. I do think it is effective. Just whatever your grind is, if you can do it in Breakout, you're going to start stacking so many rewards while you're doing challenges. It's been my offline grind pretty much all year, unless I'm working through Domination. Has just been Breakout regular. When I do the Gauntlet, I try to finish it, and especially now that Rep has been patched, really it only makes sense to play Gauntlet if you're going through it to finish it, no longer just to kind of play one game and back out. But regular Breakout 1 has been updated. There's some new cards you can get, though those cards are incredibly rare. I've gotten 2 all year, and let's review which ones are they. It's that, you have a chance of getting Dark Matter Dominique, probably pretty unlikely, Galaxy Opal Joe Johnson, a couple other nice ones. I've gotten 1 diamond, it was the George card that we got, and then before that I got an Amethyst Darren Williams, so they're pretty rare and you usually get the lower tier card. But if anyone gets Dominique Wilkins, definitely a huge W. Even that Dwight Howard be cool. Free cards are free cards, so nice to see they updated Breakout. They've been doing that fairly consistently, and even if you don't get one of the cards, like I'll play a game for 3000 MT, maybe I'll take this 90 plus hidden gems, even though I have a ton. Diamond shoes aren't really my flavor, I have so many shoes, but either way, you just start getting rewards while you're getting challenges done, and that's always a good thing. King of the Court not updated. Expect updates Friday morning, just because that's when the festival comes. They're probably going to have rewards tied to the new set. So Friday morning, expect those. And if the rewards are good, we will not just dip our toes in the water. We will jump right in. We'll build out a fun lineup, and we will get busy in King of the Court if the rewards are worth it. But other than that, just keep working through everything. Exhibitions are always good. Here's one I can't do, and there is a game changer. You can apply this wild card. That's great, but you can only apply 1 a day. Like since I applied 1, now I can't apply 2, even though I have like 13. So that wild card, even if I went to a new one and tried to do a different one that I didn't have, you can only use 1 at a time, essentially. So still can't get that one done, even with the wild card, game breaker thing. But either way, do as many exhibitions as you can, because again, it's free rewards. We will take a quick peek at the lineup and just kind of having fun. First off, that card I mentioned, Budget Beast, Diamond, plays well above his, color tier or whatever you want to call it, is this Kenneth Faried. This card moves so nicely. He has some great dribble animations, 86 ball handle. Stats across the board are really, really good. 79 3 points, a little low. You hopefully have a coach. I have Doc Rivers giving him +6 3 points, so it's 85 already. The shoe I used for him actually boosts the 3-point. I kind of wanted to do like more of a big man shoe, but I'm going to have fun. And I also gave him limitless range. He needs a couple badges, but not a ton. Like I would have loved to give him ankle assassin, but I decided to holster up some defense and give him limitless. And I had to, sacrifice Deadeye. There's a couple badges that he might need, but he still ends up with like almost 30 total badges, 6'8" at the small forward. Really, I think this card is elite in park. This is kind of one of those cards that just fits the park mold because he does everything well. He can hit the three, and this jump shot is super, super nice. He has a much lower 3-point than Blake and DeMar DeRozan, but I am way more confident using this card for a three than either of those guys. And I was using that exact lineup. I've actually had a lot of fun in the park just testing these three guys. Instead of Cousins, I was running Blake Griffin. If you were on stream last night, we played a couple, and I played a couple this morning, or one this morning. And this lineup actually had a lot of success for me. Beat a really good player this morning. And Kenneth Faried is kind of the offensive igniter just because of that super quick jump shot. These two are insane attacking the rim. But to get the jump shot off, you just need so much space. And we're getting to that time in 2K where all these cards have a ton of defensive badges. Space just becomes so limited. So quicker jump shots, it's happening, folks. These normal jump shots, they're still good, but it's starting to be a bit of a hindrance, especially with more and more cards coming out on quick and even very quick. And here's a diamond on quick. I mean, we have Dark Matters out on normal. Now we have a diamond on quick. Not saying this card's better than Dark Matters, but at the end of the day, it's about putting the ball in the hoop. And if you have a quick, consistent jump shot, it makes you very lethal. Combine that with his animations and his all-around really good stats. I mean, his rebounding is insane. His speed is really good. It's just a great card for park. I would still pair him with more of a ball handler like DeMar DeRozan or Russell Westbrook, or maybe that Drazen card, even a Chimera, like someone who's actually going to guard the other team's shiftiest player. We're going to see a lot of Steph Currys out there. I wouldn't feel comfortable going Kenneth, Blake, and Sar and expect Kenneth to guard that smallest player. His perimeter D is just not quite there, and I am giving him on-ball menace to kind of help it out, and it's not a huge liability. 81's okay, especially with that agility, but this card's really nice. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I don't think he'll make the main lineup, and looking at DeRozan's jump shot, I don't think he'll make the main lineup. I really do want a quicker jump shot, and same with Blake. Really, really good card, and impossible to stop when he's already getting into his dunk animation. I mean, once he triggers the dunk meter, it's pretty much over. Your only hope is to cut him off before that dunk meter triggers. But, you know, his jump shot is just a bit slow. I mean, but everything else is absolutely elite with this card. So depending your playstyle, I think this card can be really, really good. I know some people, you know, their offense is quick dribble moves to quick passes to, you know, getting that quick shot off. That's your style. I wouldn't recommend DeRozan and Blake. But if you're just more of like a pick and roll, really good defense, attack the rim type of guy, and then maybe kick to a wide open shooter, they'll hit it when they're wide open. They just need a little bit more time. But overall, really fun cards. This lineup will keep evolving, but I love mix and matching and just playing around with some new cards. And a good way to test them out is in the training hub. I know we've done it a couple times, but I want to show off this Kenneth Faried jump shot, and we can compare it to like Blake Griffin and things like that. Okay, so here is Kenneth Faried, and he doesn't have any hotspots. That does hold him back a little bit, but the crossover is so nice. The behind the back is really, really nice as well. And we're going to get better at dribbling. That's definitely part of my goal here, is just to be a bit more shifty. I think that's one area I could improve on. Pretty good at defense. I'm pretty good at shooting, but I need to get a little bit better just at space creation and doing my own thing. But yeah, this card is actually quite shifty, but it's the jump shot. It's the LaMarcus Aldridge upper on quick. And it's just so fast and so simple. We know we like those jump shots where it's just like, as soon as the ball's on the top of the head, just flick forward. DeRozan and Griffin, they have those little hitches, and it makes it a little bit slower, and it just makes it less consistent. Like, I really got to hold, even that was early, and I felt like I hold that so long. Finally get the excellent because I'm just holding it, and it's not like Blake just brings it to his head and flicks it. He brings it to his head and lets it sit there for a second, and then he wants you to flick it. So just a bit slower, and in the park or high level online games, that split second is often the difference between a highly contested shot and a wide open shot. It can be that quick. And so yes, these cards are really good depending on your play style, but DeRozan's kind of same. I can't believe that was slightly early. I really thought I held that. That felt late, and that was green. So kind of same thing there. But this DeRozan card, I mean, everything else is really, really good. Pretty shifty, some nice dribbling animations, and again, I think it's a 98 or 99 driving dunk. So in the right hands, this card can be lethal. I mean, if you wanted to run, I mean, even that exact lineup I was running is kind of a nice little combination because Yes, Griffin and DeRozan are a bit slower jump shots, but they're still going to hit wide open shots. And then I'm pairing them with someone with a very quick jump shot just in case I need to get it off. These guys can definitely see success online. Just adjust, if you're really looking for like quick jump shots, you might need to give up something. Not everybody has SAR, but he kind of has both. He's an elite card statistically and has that really good jump shot. Same with cards like Russell Westbrook, but those are elite cards. You're not always going to get everything, So I look at a card like Ray Allen, who has, just one of the sweetest jump shots in the game, but he gives up some things elsewhere. His strength isn't quite as good. He's a little bit undersized. So there's no perfect card yet, and if they are, they're probably very rare or very expensive. But just keep mixing and matching. At the same time, if you find a card you just have success with, lean into him. If I was really playing a sweaty game and I really wanted to win, I'm using Jaden McDaniels every time. His jump shot's good, his stats are good, he checks all the boxes. I'm pairing him with cards like SAR, maybe Oscar Robertson, even just quick, effective scoring cards that are well-rounded. But depending on the play style and depending what you're working with, these guys are great options. And definitely shout out to Kenneth Faried. And this will go well into market talk and we'll dive into it a little bit more. But this card is cheap, guys. This card is really cheap, and I'm not sure if he'll go up. It's just kind of weird because we have a new set coming Friday, and that really might drop the floor under the market. But hypothetically, 10K for a really good, that's interesting, a really good budget beast is a good deal. We've seen these diamonds that are actually good sometimes go up to 100K. Think about Dyson Daniels, Anthony Black, Walker Kessler's like a 40K card. Kenneth Faried, I bought a few at 15 and I have overpaid. Bought one today for 10. I'd like to think he gets a little bump. I think he's good enough where this is not a 13K card, but we just need to let the dust settle. We have so many new cards coming into the game. I talked about this on stream last night, but really think about it. I mean, when you go to the collection, they added all these greatness cards within the last 10 days. And I know some of the rewards from the greatness challenge were cards already in the game, like the wild gems and the hidden gems. That's fine. I'm not even counting those as new cards added to the game. I'm counting these. I mean, what is this? This is 36, 42, 51 cards. This was added, like 8 days ago? Really not that long ago. Plus they added 36 cards. So we could even just go from when greatness was released, then they released mixtape, then they released all-star hype. So that's 36 cards plus all these greatness cards, which was like 50. And so that is already 80 cards in the last 7 to 8 days. And now we're expecting another 80 cards on Friday. That's 160 new cards into circulation in like a 10 to 15 day period. Probably the most cards we've seen added to this game. It's just going to have an impact on things. So budget beasts that are at 10K like Kenneth Faried, does he dip lower? I mean, how much lower can he go? But it's just something to think about. So we did snag a few, but we're not going to overinvest, on this set. I've said it for a while. On these two sets, they're just too close to all-star to really make significant investments. But when I see a card this good and this cheap, in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, let's at least get one. So we got one for the PC. I've already badged this card out. I think he has no badge slots. I just need to upgrade Menace a little bit. I might do that right now. I did the first one on challenge, but the higher tiers are just kind of annoying getting a bunch of steals. So he's fully badged out. We also gave him a shoe. And I think the stats he needs really is 3-point ball handle. Pass accuracy is kind of nice, but I wanted his ball handle a little higher because he's shifty. He can absolutely be a ball handler. And so having that above 90 when he has takeover, of course, the 3-point's going to help. And the pass accuracy is a nice boost. And it's going to enable him to get really deep threes, which in Park is actually a huge weapon. I don't think it's quite as lethal in Showdown, though it still is. But he won't be doing that as much in Showdown. He's my small forward or power forward. Probably won't be dancing with him, 40 feet from the hoop. But in Park, deep threes can be really effective. And I think it was just kind of fun, borderline kind of glitchy, like, Kenneth Faried shooting super deep shots. Realistically, maybe a more of a big man takeover would be wise. But with the stats it's boosting, it's going to really help him. And then I did, because I gave him that takeover, I said, let's give him Limitless. He doesn't naturally come with Limitless. I even splurged and gave him a Hall of Fame. So this guy might be a little glitchy. If y'all are playing with me on Park, I may end up pulling this guy out. He's fully badged out, got an extra HOF, plus a deep takeover. Maybe not the favorite thing for you guys to say, hey, I really want to play with a guy who's shooting deep threes with Kenneth Faried. But He should have the ability with limitless range, with this 3-point getting boosted, 6 points from my coach, plus potentially another 5 from takeover. That would give him over 93 pointer. I mean, if his takeover is active, he'd have 90 plus 3-pointer, legend limitless range, and the takeover ability 3-point architect. Hypothetically, he should be able to hit some pretty deep shots. So we kind of made a fun, glitchy budget beast, and I always recommend just doing fun, borderline silly things like that. But for the rest, like Daquan Cook, he's setting a new floor for the cheapest diamond. He has beat Troy Daniels as the cheapest diamond in the game. You can get him for like 6K MT. And I think they keep dipping because more people will rip these packs today and tomorrow. And they maybe even dip a little bit in All-Star because technically the packs will still be in the market and all these new All-Star cards will come. So it will be interesting to see their floor. I'm like, can Kenneth Faried's floor be below 10K? You can get this guy around like 5, 6, 7K. Even with the market drop with All-Star, I still see that being profitable, but just be wary. I don't think it's the best time to invest with all these new cards coming in. So keep that in mind. Day flips are still alive. I mean, if you can come in here and find a good card that you think you can win today, sell tonight, I definitely recommend doing it. I do think some of these cards are starting to take a little bit of a hit just because of the thought of All-Star and the thought of that incoming auction house crash. Even Thursday night can be one of the best nights to go shopping, sometimes even more than Friday when the drop comes. And today's Wednesday, so if anything, I'm like looking for really good deals, and if it's a day flip, I'll try to sell quick. But I'm also just looking for really good deals like for my main lineup. If I found a good Scotty, some people might start panic selling some of their top cards before All-Star. I would be excited about it, but this market's still pretty tight. I mean, we can look at just that Dark Matters at the very top. There's really still not that many, and most of them are the new set. Glenn Rice, Josh Smith, really good cards. But if I'm looking for Shaq, there's like one up already pretty expensive, one Kawhi. I don't even think there's a LeBron up right now. So a lot of these Dark Matters are still super rare. And it kind of begs the question, like, how much will these Dark Matters go down just because of All-Star? They're gonna be just as rare. I don't see a ton of new Tracy's coming to the market. I mean, eventually there'll be some super packs, but the odds are gonna be really, really bad or really, really tough. So I don't see a ton of Tracy's and Jordans coming back into the market. But I do still think they'll go down, and that is why I am, practicing patience. I'm not going out and buying anybody just yet. We've been eyeing Shaq for a while, but I just see him well over $1 million. I'd like to see that a little cheaper. And I'm just going to monitor. I don't know. I don't fully see why some of these super rare Dark Matters would take a huge drop, because a part of it is supply and demand. I mean, there's just no LeBrons up. So how much cheaper will he get? Of course, if there's a Galaxy Opal LeBron, it will help. But there'll be no Galaxy Opal Shaq. There will be no Galaxy Opal Tim Duncan. So some of these cards might stay very rare and very expensive. If you do see a good deal tonight, tomorrow, maybe just pull the trigger, at least on some of them, because I don't know how much more they would go down. In talking about the current set, I mean, when it comes to buying Dark Matters, we have seen the best time to buy them is when they're in packs. They're gonna get really rare as soon as they're out of packs, just like all the other Dark Matters are. There was a lot more Tracy's, a lot more Shaqs, a lot more LeBrons on the market while those packs were still active. This Glenn Rice card is really, really good. So if he's on your radar, I wouldn't wait until he's out of packs. He might get just as rare as the rest of these guys. The good news with this set is they should be here till next Tuesday. So I even think these guys will get a little cheaper with the All-Star set coming Friday. We're gonna have a nice overlap. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's 4 days where All-Star will still be live and the All-Star hype will still be live. And that's where I'm thinking this All-Star hype might not see its floor till Friday, Saturday. So for some high-end cards or even the budget beast cards of this set, I would just monitor and try to understand what a good deal is. I've been watching this Shaq market for a while, and I'm seeing pretty badged out Shaqs end around 1.2 mil. So if I can see a badged out Shaq starting to get close to under $1 million in the next 24 to 72 hours, I know it's a pretty good deal. After Friday, I got to reevaluate and just see how much of an impact will the new set, will all these 160 new cards, I know 80 are already in the game, but 80 more are coming. How much of an impact will that have on some of these really rare, really good high-end cards? It's just something to monitor. But for the day trades, we are still active. Look, we got a lot of stuff sold. I'm still bidding. As you can see, I'm getting outbid. There's that Kenneth Faried I got for 10K. Bought a couple last night for 13, a bit of an overpay, but we will move on. But the rest, we're moving some good cards. I still need to move a couple more. Very happy we got the one Ron Harper sold. We need to sell 3 more, but I got both crystals sold, so that was really nice. We got her in like the low 30s, 10K MT, nice little hit. So we'll clear these out as usual and then check right back in just to show the few cards I am bidding on today. Just trying to make a little extra MT before the All-Star event. All right, got that cleared up, and we had a few bids, but it turns out we got outbid on every one of them. There is that Kenneth Faried for 10K I got. Again, his floor might go even lower, but today that's a decent deal. I could even maybe try to day flip him for like 14K just to capitalize on the fact that he got a little bit of hype right now, and you know, he's still in packs. I wouldn't be surprised if that just keeps going down. I mean, you can see how many are in the auction house. Just a higher volume than we've seen on any other budget beast. Walker Kessler's volume was never anywhere near this. Same with like Anthony Black and Dyson Daniels. So he doesn't quite fit the mold of a card that could go up to 40, 50, 60K just due to this insane volume. But I could see him take a bump, you know? I mean, it's just a bit disconcerting with all this volume, but I mean, getting him at 10K seems like a decent deal, even 10, 11. Just monitor that price. I'd rather win him on bid. You know, here's one that's at 500. I'll just bid 10K. Maybe I'll get lucky and get some MT back. But the floor could keep going down. These guys are still in packs a long time. We very rarely buy cards the day after they come out. So a bit of an anomaly in the usual strategy. You can see the Ron Harpers. We sold one Amethyst at nice profit, but the diamonds are not selling, and it's a little weird because he's still very, very rare. Last I checked, there was none on the market, meaning I have all 3 of the Ron Harpers on the market. And he is announced in the All-Star game, so maybe people aren't buying as much on some of those All-Star events as I thought they would. Even cards like Jackson Hayes, he had a little bit of hype for a second, but now I'm seeing, you know, I saw a 14 not sell earlier. That 45 is definitely not going to sell. I'd actually be surprised if that 29 sells. Do I have one up for like 15? Yeah, I have a Carter Bryant up for like 15. He has not been selling, so I'm not sure. I think people are just, you know, kind of hesitant like I am. Like, are they really going to make us use? Here's 8 not selling. They're both kind of newly listed. You know, people asking, are they really going to make us use this card for a dunk contest? I'm not convinced. Though this is elevated. You know, this is usually a 1000K card or 1K card, not 8K. So he's still quite elevated. If you buy 100 at 8K, it's a boomer bust mentality, because if he does not have a challenge, that card's going right back to 1000 MT. But if he does have a challenge, I could see this card being like 25, 30K MT. It absolutely could happen. So we're not buying too much into that. I got invested in the Ron Harpers. So far, it's been a little bit lackluster. I'm selling them right now at pretty high profit, so it's understandable they haven't moved. We did make profit on the Ron Harper, so worst case scenario, maybe I sell back at a break even, and the profit from the one Ron Harper, maybe we kind of make a little something. But a pretty micro experiment. I didn't want to go all in, even though we have plenty of resources to do such. But that's just kind of my mindset here. So I might do a little day trading. You know, I'm actually using this filter. I think this is a great filter. We were having fun with it last night. Pink Diamond, maximum bid, make it pretty low, like 5 to 10K. Pink Diamond, but then use a theme and go to themes you like, because if you do it this way, it's going to be a bunch of the new. It's going to be like all Jose Alvarado. So I kind of want to avoid that. So I'm like, what's a good theme? Like Beast, Battlegrounds, these are all pretty good themes. It might be slim pickings. This one's up for 24 hours, but it's a kind of good way just to slice through some of the noise of cards that are either just way overlisted or really just not that good. Even this Steve Smith, that might just be a buyout. So use this filter just to kind of consolidate information. I could do 2 things right now. I could kind of blindly bid on this Steve Smith, especially if I knew his price and his floor a little bit better. But I could also take it to the next level and just say, all right, I know there's a Steve Smith that has some value here. Maybe I just pull him up personally and do a little research. It's up to you. Some people like the volume and they're like, I'd rather just keep it moving and blindly bid. For me, I'm like, it's worth taking the extra, 30 seconds to a minute to pull him up specifically, and let's understand what is his floor. Good. I mean, I'm happy I didn't buy him outright, because it looks like, there is a couple at 30K. Maybe he sells at 33, but buying him outright at 29, I don't have any room for profit. I'd much rather bid, maybe this 29 doesn't even sell, and if that's the case, I need to, say, well, my profit is at like 26, so I'd probably bid like 22, and this is a great buy. If I can get Steve Smith at 22, I'm pretty happy. I may even consider just putting 1 bid on this guy, not high enough. I'll move on because that's my profit margin. So kind of a cheeky little filter there for you. Pink Diamond, pretty low maximum bid, and just work through the sets. It's essentially the same as doing our old strategy, coming here to the collection and just diving into the set and looking up a specific card. I'm doing it that way just because there's just not as many cards up right now. Just as simple as that. There's just not as many cards up. We usually don't trade that Kyle Anderson, but this Anthony Black is a great card to trade, though I see a price like his being very volatile over all-stars, diamonds like these that have a lot of room to fall. I mean, I've told you the market's a bit propped up. I still think some of these pink diamonds and diamonds are a little overpriced, even with the new cards coming in. So it's just something to keep in mind. I wouldn't overextend yourself here on Wednesday night, but if you could find an Aldama, 10 to 15K, just buy them and flip them for like 22, 25, make your MT here quickly today. But that's kind of the mindset. We're just keeping it a bit chill, but also looking at the high-end cards. I actually saw a good number of Julius Ervings up. Gosh, it's amazing how good this pink diamond still is. This is not a normal pink diamond. This is really a dark matter in pink diamond disguise, especially if you get one with a bunch of extra badges. But just look at the stats. Like, this is really better than so many dark matters. He has a little bit of a drop in the post, but it just doesn't matter that much for his position. And he does everything else so well. 98 driving dunk, 98 driving layup. The 3-point is there. The size is insane, and the defense is insane. I mean, this card is just as good as almost any dark matter in the game right now, statistically, and he's a pink diamond. There's a couple stats that they kind of lowered just to, hide, like pass IQ, just to bring his overall down. But realistically, this card is like 99 overall. And if you could get one with 25 legend badges or something wild, I mean, this card was well over $1 million for a long, long time. There's not going to be a Galaxy Opal Dr. J. They already released Galaxy Opal Dr. J, and he's not coming. So the next price drop we'll see for a card like this would be Dark Matter Dr. J. Not sure when that's coming. Very likely won't be All-Star. Maybe the set after. There's still a lot of cards they need to release. So this could be a semi-interesting investment. I also don't see a ton of shooting guards in the All-Star set. Look at the All-Star starters. Most of those guys are really good point guards. You got Luka, Shea. Jaylen Brown is not your typical meta shooting guard. And then the other really good positions are more, power forward, centers, Braun, Durant, Wemby. Not a ton of shooting guards. I've been saying that for a little bit now. Wouldn't be surprised if these shooting guards rebound a little stronger than some of the other cards from that all-star market drop. But it's cards like this I'm keeping an eye on. Maybe wouldn't bid on this one, but if I find a good Dr. J with plenty of extra badges at the right price, I'm monitoring, doing that with Scottie Pippen, Shaquille O'Neal. So a bit more of a monitor day, maybe try to find a few cheeky bids. But don't worry, guys, there's going to be a lot of opportunity to make a lot of money in the auction house in a very short amount of time. This game is cyclical. Right now, we're just in a bit of a hold cycle / sell cycle. We pretty much fully liquidated. Wasn't long ago, we had 30, 40 cards in the auctions. We're down to 10. Hopefully most of them get moved by Friday. And look at the MT. We are as liquid as we've ever been with over 7 million MT. I know not everyone's at that point. Having over 1 million MT, you're in a really good spot. I've always said 1 million MT usually gets you a top tier card, and it's still for the most part true. Right now, Dark Matters are hovering up a little above 1 million, but you can get to that million mark. You can get almost any card you want. Maybe not Dark Matter LeBron with 40 legend badges, but even so, just get to that million mark. And once you get your first million, it's amazing how it just kind of keeps trickling, especially if you stay consistent with the bids. So little auction house talk for you. There'll be so much more this weekend, but I think it's good to just stay on top of things and monitor these type of trends. With that, guys, I hope everyone has a great Wednesday. Whatever you're taking care of, whether it's in the game or outside of the game, try to have fun, have a positive mindset. It really does help. Just keep at it, guys. We have a lot of content coming. Don't get burned out today. There's just, finish up some greatness. Hopefully we get Steph home soon. We're going to keep making this lineup better and better, but it's a slow burn, guys. We still got plenty of time. If you need to put the game down for a day or two, it's not the worst thing. Just get yourself rejuvenated. Take it one day at a time. We appreciate all the support. We're 20 subs away from 400. 400 seems like a big milestone. I don't know why. 100, 200, 300 kind of flowed. 400 just seems like a significant number for some reason. So I'm really excited for that. And I just appreciate the support, all the kind comments. We really, really do appreciate it here on the Big D Guru channel. I hope everyone has a beautiful Wednesday. We will tap back in tomorrow with another daily video. Much love and peace.